Hey guys, it's Ryan. I'm ready to do my in the bag thanks to Brent Waters, who suggested I do one. This is my dog Dakota, my son Gunner. They're going to be here to help me. So first off is my bag. It's the Ridge Roller, and it is amazing. It holds a ton of discs. It's my favorite bag I've ever had. I'll probably never go to a different bag because if it can hold my large rear end, I know it's a good bag. I'm excited for the discs because they've changed a lot this season as I've gotten better and learned what I like to throw a little better. So over here, I've got 4 water discs. Don't really care what they are. There's some random brands. I just know their stabilities and whether or not I want to throw them in the water. And I'm okay with it. So that's what I'm going to use if I'm not confident I'm going to make it over. Then let's start with my putters. I've got 2 putters that I use, the McPro AVRs. They're this year's 2018. They're black. They're great. I like how they fly. I like how I can control them. They're stable. They feel my hand. So those ones are great. I've also got, these are my kind of utility discs. Somewhat throwing putters, but really they're just more utility discs for me. Upshots, I've got an XT Nova. This one, as well as my dart, feel kind of like frisbees when you throw them instead of like actual discs. So I hold them with a different grip and can throw them a little differently. So I use these for shorter upshots that I know I want to control and stick the line that I want to stay with. There you go, buddy. Star AVR, I left this one on the sun, so it's kind of got a cool 2-tone thing going. I like it a lot simply because I can put a little power on it. I can do little hyzer flips with it, and it's going to fly pretty straight. I know how to control it. I use this for about 200 foot. If it's on the off the tee pad, I'll drive with it. About 200. There's a couple short holes on base that I use it. Another R-Pro, this is the Star Dart, not R-Pro, but the Star Dart I use for some short flick shots, as well as backhand with a little real short up shots that I really know I'm gonna try to run the basket. That's what I'm gonna use. Put those back. So I've got this is my overstable pocket. These are discs that I know are super overstable that I can trust and I know I'm going to use. So they're not all, they're a different variety. So I've got a putter, AVR X3, super overstable, can control a lot, can flick it, can throw a backhand. So I use this for those driving putter shots. Star Cayman, love it a lot. I use it for standstill forehand shots mostly. And then backhand shots, I can get a pretty solid distance with it. It's new and I love it, and threw it a couple times and it went right in my bag. Then one of my go-to flick discs. This is a Star Max. This thing is beefy as all get out and I love it. I probably throw it at least 10 times around depending on the holes. So this is a new one, Brent's Destroyer. Got it from Brent Waters actually. Very overstable. I use it when I need a really big hyzers backhand, as well as for forehand shots that I know I just want to stay straight than hyzer. Not trying to get any flex on it. I'm just crushing it with my forehand. There's those. My mid-ranges that I use for straight shots or sometimes turnovers, I've got a Luster MD that Rick Saffiels gave me on a giveaway. This thing flies super straight, doesn't have much fade at the end either. It'll just ride straight for a long time, and I really like the feel of this Luster plastic. So then a similar disc, Champion Mako 3. This one just has a little bit more fade, so I put a little more on this one when I'm trying to get a little more distance. So I can throw this one like 325, which isn't super far, but it's far for me. Now going into the main part here, these 3 discs, I've got a Leopard 3, and I've got a Champ Sidewinder, and then I've got a Star Roadrunner. These are all 3 different types of roller discs, or big turnover shots and S shots. Mostly these for me, these 2 are mostly rollers, and this one is mostly a straight turnover shot. I want it to keep going right. So those are what I use those for. I've got a few T-Bird 3s, 2 Champ ones, and a Star one. The Star backhand only, almost exclusively, and really nice in the feel in the hand. It flies straight and will fade at the end. About 325 or so for me, and I can get a nice S with it as well. I use these for almost strictly forehand. This one's new, so it doesn't have much beat in on it. I haven't hit many trees with it yet, so I like to use this one when I need a little more stability. Then this one is super beat in. It can get a lot of flip on it. I've had this one for quite a while. It's really what I started playing with after I started getting a little serious. You like that one, buddy? A few more here. So I've got a Wraith. I use this for big S shots when I'm really trying to put a lot of power on it and try to get a lot of distance. I've been able to get this one 400 or so, which for me, backhand is a lot. But that's really what I mainly use it for, is distance backhand. Hey, bud. Champ Thunderbird. I use this on hole 11 on Lincoln quite a bit. And similar shots where you just need to go straight for as long as you really can, and to have a nice gentle fade at the end. This one's not very overstable, so it's beat in a lot, thrown it into a lot of trees. Sexton Firebird. This is one of my go-to discs. Got this from Luke Opp, and literally the first round I played with it, I aced with it, thanks to him. So awesome disc. I love it. It's one of my go-to discs right now. If I can throw this, I'm gonna throw it, simply because I know I can control it. Big flex forehands, but not crazy distance. It's the average shot. It's the 350 range, anywhere from 3 to 350. That's what I'm going for. Sometimes 275, but shorter than that, I'm typically bringing out the max. Then finally, I've got a lot of Destroyers. The Destroyer is my go-to disc. I've got 2 super flippy ones, a Glowstar Philo from this year, and then the Sexton Shootout ones. These are both really flippy, so I can really get a lot of turnover on them, and they're gonna fly for quite a while. I've been using this one on hole 8 on Lincoln quite a bit. So yeah, that's what I've been using these for. Didn't expect them to be as flippy as they are. Then these 4, these 2 are Macbeth 4-time. This white one, I throw this whenever I can. Super beefy. I can throw this. I do a flex forehand. Typically goes anywhere from 375 to 425 with my forehand. So I use this as much as I can for distance. That's what I use it for. I just got this one as a backup for it, so it hasn't quite been beat in yet. So that's the plan for this one, is to slowly beat it in. Then these 2 are a little flippier. These are Rock 30 Destroyers, both max weight. So I've been throwing these backhand and forehand. This one, they fly pretty straight on the backhand, and then forehand, they've got a lot of flex to them, so I can really get it from them. Yeah, so I have a lot of Destroyers because I learned at the island that I need to have backup Destroyers since I throw them so often. And I threw several in the water, and it kind of messed up my rounds a little bit at the island, but that's okay. So that's what I've got. I'm gonna go ahead and make Jeff McIntyre do one. So Jeff, if you want to get on that, that'd be great. See you guys.